Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 417. Attitude of a Successful Indie Author. There's Stanley, he's hanging out. What sets successful indie authors apart from the rest of the pack? We're all in it together, we're all peers, we're all writing books and hoping readers love them. But what sets a successful author apart? First, they usually have quite a few books, but they love their books, they love their stories, and they believe, honestly, deep down, this is a great story, and the readers do too. You can't just write anything and get it out there. You can't write 50 books in 50 days and put them out there and say, hey, how come I'm not successful? They've got to be a great story. Even if you wrote it on the first draft, it doesn't matter. It just has to be a great story. It doesn't matter how you got there or how your process works to get you there. Whether you write one draft or 10 drafts, got to be a great story, and you have to believe in it. You're not going to be able to like, yeah, this book is crap, but you guys should like it. I mean, that's no way to sell a book. It's like, hey, this is a good book. I love this story. I love these characters. Convince the readers of that. But also, once you're done with that book, it's not your baby anymore. It's a product. And then you're writing another book and another book and another book. They can't all be your babies. So these are products, even though you love them, even though you think they're great stories. And then you're teaching your readers to love them too. Hey, look, what do you like about this series? You start having an interaction with your readers, an engagement. Manage those reader expectations, but keep that dialogue flowing. And then the successful indie authors, they find the readers where they are looking for that type of entertainment, whether it's in books, whether it's in videos, like TikTok, right? These little short videos, and people are buying books because of short videos. Crazy, but it has some value. It has some value for a target audience. And then you write another story, and you write a better story, and you keep going, because one and done doesn't work anymore. We're the binge society. We want people who, Netflix, hey, wait until the whole season comes out, and then we'll watch the whole thing in over a weekend. Well, that's what people are looking at for books. They don't want one book and then look at it and say, well, are there any more? They want that depth of fulfillment. So you keep writing. It doesn't mean your first book can't go by writing 2 books a year, but you just got to keep going. You can't just write one book and say, well, it wasn't successful, so I'm not an author. No. It took 13 books, 13 books before I made my first month in the black, even though I'd had number 46 in the overall store on book number 7 or 8. So selling well, but making money, that was book 13. You don't have to love the business side, but you have to embrace the business side of being an author. If you're smart enough to write a book, you're smart enough to do all the business stuff you need to do. You don't have to love it. Now, the 7-figure authors, they love the business side. They get the business side, and they more than embrace it. It's a part of their business, half of it, because the other half is still writing a great story. Because if you write a bad story, you're only going to sell it once. You write a great story, you can sell it for all time. And then the next story and the next story, and then you become the brand. And this is what sets those ultra successful indie authors apart, is even if they have multiple series, it's still, they're all great. The author believes they're great, the readers believe they're great, and they're on board, and they're going to keep coming back. So if you want to be a successful indie author, it's a grind. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Your first book doesn't have to be wildly successful. Your 10th book doesn't have to be wildly successful. But eventually you'll build that momentum and then keep moving forward. Love your books, convince the readers to love them, and keep moving forward. All right. Peace, fellow humans.